We had some extreme cases, like the boy I wrote about who was chained at home by his parents. If you remember, I one chapter on it. I called him Boon Tat. That's not his real name. So we found out about him because anyway, the other children will come and report to us things like that. So he was always chained to the leg of a table in the house, in the living room. And the father was a lorry driver. And the mother was a little bit unbalanced mentally. So he just was like an animal chained to the thing, to the table. But we felt very sorry for him. And then I found out a lot of things about why it was because he used to, if he was out, or before he was chained, he used to wander in the streets and in Bukit Ho Swee and beg. He was a little beggar boy and he got money and did his own things, And then, so he obviously needed help. And that took up quite a lot of my time and attention.
Yeah, his story is one of the really poignant ones in the book, isn't it?
Yeah, I found out that his father was quite a kind man. It's just that he felt like he had no choice but to do that. He didn't know how to control or take care of his boy. And he was out busy, working the whole day.
Yeah, so did the social welfare or any social worker get to the case to help him?
Yeah, so I did all that connection and that, but I followed up. In the end, we put him in a boys' home. It was a very long drawn thing, So it was. There's only so much you can do because he had all kinds of issues mentally, and he didn't go to school. He didn't have an education as well. You couldn't get much of him. You couldn't get him to sit down and concentrate and do it. So he would be one of those who would climb up that window and sit at the window and try to talk to me and get my attention. Yeah. So it actually got to a point where I felt really quite frustrated and helpless. It can be quite demoralizing because you can't do very much. And you have to be very strong internally and externally.
What was his, your last contact with him? What was he doing?
Well, eventually, which actually was, I can't remember so much, but eventually he was out. But I think being in the home also didn't help because he probably got bullied. He went to children's home or, the boys' home. And then when he came back, I think he was still hanging around. The center had moved to larger premises in Jalan Clinic, and then now it's called Beyond Social Services. So, the staff and volunteers there, some of them still knew him. So that I think it was up to them, whatever. Either I didn't follow up right to the end because life